Howdy YouTube, today we're taking a look at one of my favourite figures, and that is the Transformers 4 Age of Extinction, Galvatron. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know that I'm a big Transformers fan, but I'm absolutely rubbish at transforming them, so full disclosure there. This guy I absolutely love. I was so excited when they brought him out. I'm a big fan of the 80s Transformer movie where, of course, Megatron ends up becoming Galvatron, and that's sort of what they did in Age of Extinction, having Megatron be rebuilt essentially by humans. I'm keen to see what they do with him moving forward, especially in the new movies. They've changed his design very rapidly in a short period of time, which I'm interested to see if they explain or give us any backstory behind that. I love the design. You can really see that it's, I guess, a man-made Transformer, all the wiring and cabling. He's just a big, imposing, cool-looking figure. My favourite Megatron design of all time, without a shadow of the doubt, is, and that includes, Beast Wars, comics, animated, everything. I'm a sucker for the Transformers 3 Megatron, where he's got the, I guess, damaged face, and he's got the cape made out of the pontoon on the side of his head. I just thought that rusted, beat-up Megatron was so cool, and I will review that figure in the near future for you guys as well. But in the meantime, we're taking a look at this guy. He's got a giant backpack on, which I'm not the biggest fan of. It does not ruin the figure for me, but it is a bit of a turn-off. In terms of this guy, he is somewhat accurate to how he looked in the film, but they did release a Takara version much later, which you could actually get in Australia, surprisingly, that looked very nicely detailed. And I guess I didn't pick that up because I've got this guy, otherwise I would have. But really cool, nice shot of Galvatron on the packaging there, which I hope you guys can see. I think it's interesting, he hasn't got a spark, he's got like a little human-made generator thing. That's kind of cool. Again, what they do with him in the new movie, I really am not... Surely the giant arm there. He is, of course, a Voyager class Transformer, which means when we take a look at the back, he looks a lot more detailed there than he does in person. That's for sure. He does turn into the semi-trailer, which I guess is a trademark for Megatron in the last couple of movies. The second design of him in the second movie, I think, is one of the worst. The original Megatron was pretty cool as well. The read-up says, when Optimus Prime dealt a crushing blow to Megatron in the Battle of Chicago, the triumph was short-lived. The victorious Autobots were rewarded with exile and new enemies determined to bring their total destruction. If there was ever any doubt, the Autobots now know for certain. As long as there is a Decepticon with a spark in his circuits, their centuries-old war will continue. So really, at the time, didn't give you any insight or information into Galvatron at all. I do like his hand cannon weapon. That looks very nice indeed. But yeah, I mean, do they just disregard what happened in the fourth film and move forward in the third? I really don't know. I hope they do carry it on. I'm interested to see how he's gone from Galvatron back to Megatron, and I hope they have some good character development behind him. Just for a quick look, I've got Galvatron with the newer 2017 version of the Transformers figures. These look awesome, and I will review them for you. But what I wanted to show you, I guess, is the new Megatron design that looks really nice and really cool. I'm a big fan of that. You can see, I guess, some similarities between that and this, and at the same time, complete differences. So with that, let's get Galvatron opened up and out of packaging. Okay, and here we have Galvatron opened up and out of packaging. He is a really cool looking figure. I've got him next to his partner in crime from the movie. And both of these figures are great. Stinger and Galvatron are highly recommended, even before I start going into the transformation and the detail. Now, he does look a little bit cheap and a little bit basic, especially compared to the Stinger. The newer figures, fortunately, look really nicely detailed. The Voyager class I always loved, mainly because I prefer bigger figures, and the size on this guy is nice. His accessory does come off pretty easily as well. I'll show you guys a little bit more about that shortly, but let's start by taking a look at this guy's face. Now, one thing I'm not the biggest fan of is the face. I think they could have gone to a little bit more effort to give us a little bit better detailing on him, rather than giving us the light piping for the eye effect, which very, very rarely works. I think it would have been better if they had just coloured his eyes in. To be perfectly honest, I think it would have made the figure look just so much nicer. Same in here, a little bit of extra paint in there to make it look a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more realistic would have been nice. I mean, the actual mold and the sculpt of this guy has some great detail. Like, I'll bring it forward so you can see all the piping and, you know, all this detail and stuff here. The blue looks really nice. It's like a matte bronze or a goldish color as well. Like, the level of detailing, even look through here, is very nice. I can't knock it from that perspective. He does have a giant, looks almost like a jetpack, to be honest with you, on the back there. I just wish they had done a better job painting it, to be perfectly honest. Apart from that, though, it is quite nice. Now, one of the things I love about the Voyager class figures as well is that they're more like a standard action figure. So you do have articulation. You've got a ball-jointed head, ball-jointed arms, swivel in the bicep, double bend at the elbow, nothing in the wrist, unfortunately, nothing in the waist. He's got essentially like ball-jointed legs, swivel in the thigh, no bend at the knee, and then basically swivel in the foot. So a lot more articulation than you get in your standard Transformer, which I like and I think is really awesome. So with that, let's try and transform this guy. Okay, and here we have Galvatron opened up and out of packaging, and he is quite a nice looking Transformer. He was pretty easy to transform, to be honest with you. Again, I'm not the best at Transformers, so you'll have to forgive me, but I think I did a reasonable job. He definitely looks like a truck. There is no denying that. The transformation of him is quite easy. It's actually really cool how they've done it. Essentially, this whole cabin section is that backpack, and then it just expands and literally like eats Galvatron. I'll show you, I guess, the reverse of it when we transform him back. The only thing I don't like about it is this back section is very exposed. There's nothing really hiding the fact that he's a Transformer there, which again is a little disappointing. He does move and all that sort of stuff, so he does everything that a evil Decepticon human-made Transformer should do. So I guess that's nice to see. You can put his accessory at the top here, which is actually what it says to do in the instruction manual. The only problem with that is that it looks absolutely awful. There you go. That's what, and I kid you not, you know, there's the instruction manual shot so you can see. Whoever thought that that would be a good idea is in need of some serious help. The cannon does look nice. It is well detailed. It does shoot and so forth, but definitely looks out of place on there. I guess you can turn it so it is like a turret, but I'm not the biggest fan. Now, he is a lot bigger, as I say, than the other Transformers, even in his vehicle mode, which is nice. Bigger is most times better. Let's have a crack at transforming this guy back. Okay, so to transform him back, you basically detach these bits here. What did I do? Flip the wheels up. Nice. Alright, what do we do? These bits come down to cover the wheels. It's a reasonably simple transformation, which is always nice. So we have his legs back already. There we go. Flip these down. You can have his little claw feet exposed if you're so inclined. I might actually just tuck them in because it is a little bit easier, and he does stand equally as good with them as he does without them. Alright, now this is the, I guess, cool bit and also the kind of tricky bit. So you can see the backpack where it's basically eaten him. Let's get all this out. So there's your backpack. That loosens up there. These bits here come down. So you can see it is actually pretty simple. There we go. There's his arms. All good. His head flips up. There we go. For some reason that's not all the way clipped in. which is going to bug me. There we go. So there's his head clipped in. Now the backpack, this is, to me, I thought the really cool thing, right? So, if I can remember how to do it, that would probably be a good idea. It is something to do with this, but why it's not working for me now. There we go. Okay, so the cabin section basically folds down and that goes on top. I've done something wrong, which I will go back and fix up, so don't stress too much, but approximately that's what we had before. There we go. Maybe. Yes. All right, there we go. Fully transformed back, looking very sharp, very snazzy. Let's chuck his cannon on. Again, the cannon doesn't have a lot of originality behind it, but it is there. It doesn't even fit all that great, I don't think, in his arm. But overall, a nice transformer. I'm certainly a big fan of it, but I'm biased. That is supposed to be a wheel, so it would have been nice if that was painted black. You can stick it in that way, which I feel looks better. Maybe. But still not great. Honestly, I don't know whether I'll actually display him with the cannon or not. I think he looks good as is. Definitely, if you're a Megatron fan, I think this guy is well worth getting. If you're a Galvatron fan, then obviously this is a no-brainer, but it's pretty much the same person, so I don't see why you'd be a fan of one and not the other. A really cool figure. I hope you guys have enjoyed this review on the Transformers Age of Extinction Galvatron.